Based on the data from the Global Burden of Cancer study, the total number of cases in Indonesia, there were approximately 300,000 cases and up to 200,000 total deaths. Breast cancer ranks first in terms of the highest number of cancers, as well as being one of the first contributors to death. And the number of new cases of breast cancer reached 16.6% of total of all cases.
The test that is commonly performed to detect breast cancer today is a cancer antigen test 27.29, an X-ray of the breast, an ultrasound test, and a biopsy. However, there are some drawbacks to the various tests that have been applied. It requires a relatively expensive cost to perform the tests that have been described and took a long period to get the test result.
A new alternative is needed to detect breast cancer effectively and efficiently. It is the electronic nose. It is known that cancer cells release biomolecular markers into the blood during their growth, which can provide a useful symbol in cancer diagnosis through urine.
Based on the previous research, there are differences between the radar patterns of ammonia and alcohol urine of breast cancer sufferers with normal urine. The study aims to produce another design model for ISPO, namely a tool that can distinguish positive and negative urine for breast cancer without hurting the patient.
We proudly present our innovation, Trevor Breast Cancer ISPO detector based on IoT. My name is Haifa Oktafiani Nurnayati,
And my name is Zahara Putri,
and we are from Putri Senior High School of Semarang. How does the program work? Before doing the testing, Trevor needs to achieve sensor working temperature and a stable point by turning it on for 10 minutes. First is the sample preparation. Each sample is measured by volume is 10 millimeters, then placed into a container made of aluminum foil. Then the foil is placed into the sample chamber. In this research, the sensing process is set for 1 minute and the flossing process is set for 2 minutes. After that, the flossing process is carried out for 1 minute. It is intended to clean the sensor from the previous sample. Then the data will be sent to the ThinkStick for displaying the graphics and the app inventor to display it in our smartphones through the Wi-Fi.
For the testing procedure, we use 9 samples, namely 3 positive urine samples for breast cancer that had undergone treatment, 3 positive urine samples for breast cancer that had not been undergone treatment, and 3 negative urine samples for breast cancer. Each sample was tested 3 times. The positive urine for breast cancer will be taken from the Kategori installation of ISPO Dr. Kategori Semarang. The data results from testing each urine sample will be written in a table and will be averaged.
After that, we also use SUS analysis to test the effectiveness and feasibility of Trevor.
Here is a table of average test results for each urine sample.
We also made the radar pattern of each urine from the table of average test results. It can be seen that there are differences of number and shapes between each urine. Based on the radar pattern, the ammonia and alcohol levels of positive urine for breast cancer that have been treated are in the range of 0.3 until 2.3 and 0.05 until 0.6 ppm. Positive urine for breast cancer are in the range of 4.6 until 5.6 and 1.4 until 1.8 ppm, while the negative urine for breast cancer are in the range of 101 until 201 and 76 until 184 ppm.
Based on the SUS analysis, Trevor scores 84.91, which means that Trevor is in the grade A and can work well also effectively. So, it is worthy for further development.
The sample is done by not hurting a limb or non-invasive. Only with urine we can see the results, and this test does not require expensive fees. The process also doesn't take a long time, so we can quickly find out the results conducted by Trevor.
The conclusion is that urine with the highest ammonia and alcohol content is negative urine for breast cancer, then positive urine for breast cancer that has not been treated, and finally positive urine for breast cancer that has been treated. Trevor can be used to detect breast cancer through urine with ammonia and alcohol parameters. Based on the SUS analysis, Trevor scores 84.91, which means that Trevor is in the grade A and can work well also effectively. That's all we can say. Thank you for your attention. We are sorry for any mistake and omissions.
Please support us in the final of ISPO 2023. Bye!